you can see already why it's so important to have own voiced reviewers. Why does publishing not see that? Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jazz and today we are talking about own voice reviews. I'm filming this on my lunch break, so I have an hour. So I got to get cracking because I also need to eat. Luckily I work downstairs at the moment, so not too bad. Before I begin this video, but it actually kind of links throughout as well, I want to direct your attention to the description box where there is lots of petitions and educational resources, donation links if you're able, and video links where all the money, the AdSense, from that video is being donated to Black Lives Matter charities. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives always matter, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit more as we go throughout the video, but yeah, please consider looking in the description box if you haven't, donate if you're able, and don't forget, this is a constant issue. Just because hashtags aren't trending anymore does not mean the issue has gone away. Continue to talk about this. Right, on to the video. So yeah, today I want to talk about own voice reviews and why it is so important to have own voice reviews of own voice books. Yes, I think own voice, the phrase own voice has really become very apparent, especially in the book world. But I will explain it in case you don't know what it is. So own voice refers to the main character of a book being from the same marginalised group as the author. So then when we're talking about own voice books, that's what that means. And then when we're talking about own voice reviewers, they are also from that same marginalised group. You can see already why it's so important to have own voiced reviewers. Why does publishing not see that? Oh my god. So I want to start by shouting out Seji from the Artisan Geek. She started hashtag own voice reviews like over a year ago, I believe. I would highly recommend checking her out. Her discussions and every single one of her videos are so well thought out and interesting. I'll link her below. Highly, highly recommend you go and give her a follow. But last year she started the hashtag own voice reviews because of this issue, because of the fact that own voice books were not getting into the hands of own voice reviewers. I'm going to read out a small section of what Seji said. This was over a year ago, but it still rings true today. And I'll put it up on the screen as well. Have you ever gone to the Goodreads page of a newly released Own Voices book and seen comments like, "The book was not for me," or "DNF could not connect with the story"? The upsetting thing about this is that this often is the majority of the early reviews, aka the reviews of people who have received advanced copies. The question that often comes up is, why aren't there any reviews written by people from the same background as the author? Right? I highly recommend reading the rest of that post, and Seji actually also made a video about it, which I will link below as well, of course. This is such an issue in all marginalised groups. Can you even imagine how frustrating that must be to see yourself represented in a book and it's just speaks to you and you can like read all the nuances within the writing, the character representation is beautiful, it's an own voices book and you read it and you just really feel seen, and then you go to the Goodreads page and all of the reviews are, as Seji said, could not connect with this book, DNF wasn't for me, and none of those people are going to be own voice reviewers. It's like, no one's winning in this situation. The publishing houses aren't winning because they're giving books to people with lots of followers and lots of subscribers who are then not relating to the book and therefore rating it lower. And then all of the own voice reviewers who would actually connect with the book and be able to really relate on a deeper level than someone that isn't own voices just won't be able to. They're not getting copies of the book, so they're not able to review the book early, and it therefore harms sales of the book. Who is winning in this situation? Seriously. It is important for non-own voice reviewers to obviously read and review these books, but they shouldn't get priority. They shouldn't get priority because they have more followers. More followers isn't doing anything if the person didn't enjoy the book or didn't connect to the book. Like, This, I think, is especially relevant at the moment because as there is so much momentum around the Black Lives Matter movement, as there should be, there's a worry that lots of black booktubers or black bloggers, black bookstagrammers, for example, that have been uplifted and hyped, as soon as the momentum begins to fall away, I worry that publishing houses are just going to look in the opposite direction. I can't imagine, as a black booktuber, how frustrating that would be. And as Seji said, it's not that people are not requesting the books, it's that other people are being prioritised over own voice reviewers. And it's in all realms of everything. It's in all realms of marginalised groups. So I'll give you an example that happened over the weekend. Over the weekend, I requested Loveless by Alice Oseman, which had just become available on NetGalley. For those that don't know, NetGalley is a website where, as a reviewer or a blogger or a booktuber or anyone that reads and reviews books on the internet, you can hop on to NetGalley, request a book, and the publisher can grant you access to an early ebook copy of the book. You can then read the book, send a review in, and that is like the initial reviews. Like, they would like you to put it on like Amazon reviews and things like that, so it gets momentum for the book going. That's NetGalley. I requested Loveless by Alice Oseman, which is her latest book, and it's coming out on July 9th. Loveless features an aromantic, asexual coming out story, and it's set in a UK university. That's like the overarching theme. I'm really excited to read this book. I love Alice Oseman's writing, and I love her characters the most. They are so in-depth, relatable. Alice Oseman is fantastic at writing characters, so I'm really excited to read this book. And I was really happy to be accepted to read and review it on NetGalley. However, there's a big however. I am not aro ace. That's it. I am cis, I am white, I am bisexual. I'm a woman. That is me, in labels, I guess. I know so many aro or ace booktubers and book bloggers that have just been declined for this book when they are the ones that should have been given priority. I am really excited to read this book, but I shouldn't have been given priority for this book. And I know that this is an overarching problem. I should not have been given priority for this book. I have no idea what kind of algorithm decides on NetGalley who to give books to. Like, I requested quite quickly. Was it just like a first come, first serve? That's a terrible policy if it is. I can't imagine that it was for the ratings. I know that the rating system on NetGalley does affect whether you get books or not, but I barely use NetGalley. I only use it if I'm really excited for a book. So my rating is terrible because I've only ever requested a certain amount of books and I haven't fed back on them every time. So it can't be the rating because my rating's terrible. What is it? Like, it needs to be better. There has to be a better system, whether it's like a checkbox of I am an own voice review and a little key in section where you just type in in which way you are an own voice rep, because obviously there can be many different own voice rep within a book. Just a little explanation. That way when the publisher sees it, they could go through and just, give priority. It's not that hard. I get that NetGalley is a separate entity to publishing houses, but they use it, and it shouldn't be hard to allocate out arcs to own voice reviewers. It's the most important thing. Like, I wish I could take back my request in the hope that one of them did get the book, but there's no guarantee of that. This onus is on NetGalley to fix their system, and then overarchingly the publishing industry in itself, because this is just a constant issue. It's not just an LGBT issue. It's every form of own voice, and it's not okay. I was having a look into it for this video, and NetGalley have an own voice section on their website for own voice books, and I'm going to read out what it says. As part of our commitment to raise awareness for books from marginalised/diverse voices, we've added a new category to NetGalley for own voices. This category is used to indicate books where the protagonist and the author share a marginalised identity. That's great, but they need to now extend that's not enough. They now need to extend that to the reviewers as well. That's it. It's literally as simple as that. Publishing just needs to do better. So moving into positive things, I now want to shout out Hear Our Voices book tours. This has been set up by a group of booktubers and bloggers and things like that. One of which is my friend Natalia, which is how I found out about it. So the aim of Hear Our Voices is to partner own voice reviewers with work that represents them. I've got the website just right here because I don't want to get it wrong. I will link their website down below, and so if you are a booktuber or a blogger or a bookstagrammer that falls into one of the following categories, I highly recommend going out and checking their website, because I think they're doing really great work that publishing houses should be doing anyway, but they're really great, so please go and check them out. So they're mostly focusing on reviewers that are people of colour, Black, Indigenous and people of colour, queer and trans Black, Indigenous people of colour, and queer and trans people of colour. So that is fantastic. I highly recommend, I'm going to put the laptop down now. I highly recommend going and checking out their website. Yeah, I think steps are beginning to move in the right direction, but there's so much work that needs to be done. And it's so frustrating. In terms of Loveless, I forgot to mention this actually. Alice Osman saw my tweet and then posted this, basically saying she agrees and it's shit, and to all Arrow Ace people, look out, because she wants to do like a giveaway specifically for them in mind, because she is a peach. Yeah, go and have a look at that if you are Arrow Ace. And well, also, I forgot to say this as well, I'm so sorry that this video is a mess. I would also highly recommend going and checking out T-Books and Tasmin. I will obviously link below. She is hosting live shows about sexualities all throughout Pride Month, which is a fantastic idea to be able to openly listen and learn more about sexualities that are not your own and things that you might not have considered before. So definitely go and check them out. The last one was all about aromantic/asexual, so definitely go and check it out. I learned a lot watching that. I thought it was really interesting, lots of things I'd never thought about or heard of before, so yeah, it was really informative, and definitely go and check it out. That is it for today. Thank you for watching. Come and talk to me if you were also frustrated about this whole situation. Why is this not already being done? Like, I know why, because the majority of publishing is white. It's like things are slowly getting better, like especially in like indie publishing houses, but you know, the big five, it's just not great and really needs to be better. I have seen recently publishing assistants, publicity assistants, things like that within the publishing industry kind of call out to book Twitter, to book bloggers, specifically like, we're looking for Black bloggers to review this book, which is really great, and I really hope that kind of thing does not fizzle away as the focus from Black Lives Matter dims slightly. It's important to not let it dim, but it's not going to be as intense as those first few weeks. So I think continuing to talk about this issue is super, super important, because otherwise books are just going into the wrong hands, and then who does this help? I'm going to end my video there. Thank you very much for watching. Please go and check out all the links in the description, all the videos and things that I mentioned, as well as petitions to sign, places where you can donate. Don't stop talking. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives always matter, and Black booktubers deserve to read the books that feature them first, not us. Not just Black people, obviously. This incorporates so many things, but yes. Thank you very much for watching. I don't really know what this video has been, or if it made any kind of coherent sense. I was just thinking about it, and I had to make it. I now have to go because I think my lunch is up. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you would like to see more strange ramblings like this. And I will see you in a new video. Bye.